Have you ever heard the saying that the pen is mightier than the sword?
I'd like to see how far the Three Musketeers could have gotten with pens.
Well, I'm Sydney, and this is Max, and we're going to blast through the past here in Washington, D.C. as we investigate the Watergate scandal.
Two kids travel to places. Two kids discover traces of events that all happened before, where secrets are revealed and more. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Sydney and Max, blast through the past. Where are they going today? Sydney and Max, blast through the past. They see the past in a whole new way. Sydney and Max. Sydney and Max.
Washington, D.C. is amazing with so many historical sites and monuments.
Then why does Doc want us to meet him at some old newspaper building?
I don't know, but I'm sure it has historical significance.
Yeah, $10 says he has another boring story waiting for us. Well, I don't see him anywhere. Let's get going.
Wait a minute, I'm sure that he'll be right here.
Look at this place. It's just an office building. There's no way that this place is a famous historical location.
That's right.
Then why did you want us to meet you here?
Yeah, Doc, with all the history around this, seems like an odd place to meet.
Don't be fooled by this simple-looking office building.
I think he's losing it.
It's not the building that changed history. It's what happened within these walls.
Now it's getting interesting.
Yeah, here it comes.
Let me tell you a story about two reporters that worked for the Washington Post in 1972. Their names were Woodward and Bernstein, and they investigated a story that would change America's view of politics forever.
Sydney and Max.
And they never revealed their source.
Really?
Aw, Doc, you realize you left us in the same building we started at? Washington Post.
That's right, because my real purpose here was to research some old Post documents. But I thought you two could use a good story.
Well, thanks, Doc. It was great. I
Yeah.
guess we'll see you later.
You know, I love a good story. Almost as much as I love going to the dentist.
What are you complaining about? You didn't even listen to the story. You spent half the time looking for the hot dog stand.
I heard some of it. It was about two guys who wrote a story about the president that made everyone mad. So what?
You are unbelievable. Let's go.
Where?
The Watergate building. So this is where it happened.
Okay. Well, so it's a hotel, so let me guess. Someone checked in and never checked out.
No, this is the site of the famous break-in.
What break-in? Sydney, as usual, no idea what you're talking about.
Doc said it happened on the 6th floor.
Okay, I admit it. I didn't really listen to Doc's story. What break-in are you talking about?
On June 17th, 1972, a group of men broke into the Democratic National Headquarters on the 6th floor of the Watergate building. It happened right there.
So a bunch of politicians got robbed. I don't see what the big deal is.
Max, it was right before the presidential election. They weren't looking for money.
No money? Then what's the point of robbing this place?
They were looking for secret information that could help get President Nixon reelected.
Oh, well, that's not very fair. Did they get caught?
Yes, and that's why Doc wanted us to meet him at the Washington Post building.
Well, I still don't get it. What, did some journalist arrest them or something?
No, but Woodward and Bernstein investigated the break-in, and because of them, the truth finally came out.
Huh. So then what happened?
Well, Nixon won by a landslide.
So he got away with it.
And then 2 years later was the first president in history forced to resign.
So he didn't get away with it.
What makes you think it had anything to do with the break-in?
You said that the guys that robbed them were getting information about him, so I figured that he sent them, right?
I don't think so. Actually, Doc said that most people think he didn't know anything about it when it happened.
So then why did he resign?
Well, I think I figured it out. Come on.
I hate when she does that. thought we were talking about 1972. I doubt Lincoln was alive back then.
What's the difference between presidents like Lincoln and presidents we have today?
Well, the old dudes back then had really weird-looking beards.
No. They had the trust of the people and the press.
What are you talking about? Did they even have newspapers back when Lincoln was president?
Of course they did, but it seems like they protected the president more. They didn't talk about scandals as much then, and if they did, they usually blamed the people around the president, but not the president himself.
What do you mean? I see stuff all the time about the press bashing the president.
Right, but that didn't happen until after Watergate. Do you know what Lincoln's nickname was?
What? Longbeard?
No, it was Honest Abe, because nobody could picture him telling a lie. You asked me if Nixon did anything wrong.
But you said he didn't.
He actually committed a crime that people would never forget. A crime so bad that they couldn't ignore the actions of the president again.
What did he do that's so wrong?
He lied to the American people about knowing about the break-in.
Well, it really doesn't look like he did.
Well, he didn't at the time, but then when he found out about it, he ordered all of his people to lie and tried to cover up the whole thing.
So you're saying back in Lincoln's time, presidents didn't have to worry about the press investigating them, but ever since Nixon, they've been watched a lot closer?
Possibly, all because of two newspaper reporters.
Ben and Jerry.
You mean Woodward and Bernstein?
No, there's an ice cream stand right there. Now, those are two American heroes that changed ice cream forever.
Well, I cannot argue that.
Two kids travel to places. Two kids discover traces of events that all happened before. Where secrets are. Sydney and Max.